How about now? Can you hear me now? I think I can be heard now. Let me just double check. Yes, I think I can be heard. Thank you for letting me know. Sometimes out of random the weird settings get reset and I don't fully understand. Okay, welcome. Welcome back. We had a fantastic conversation on Friday and I got to meet a bunch of new people. And it was fantastic. And I can't thank you guys enough. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Love you all. It was really fun. Today we have the next topic. There have been some things happening. With the Ethan Klein lawsuits on the creators. And I remember last Friday I said, I think there's a rumor going around about an additional Shonda Black lawsuit not happening. That's why I don't like talking about rumors. Because I want to know the truth of the things. So that's why I don't but I think I mentioned I think it was a rumor. So anywho, welcome back. I need to talk about this Laura Clery situation that I heard from this XP stuff. Yes, I saw that too. There are some new YouTube things happening that I know absolutely nothing about. I know nothing about them. So if anyone out there knows what's happening, why, I think they're doing like a YouTube vibe. I think we all need to pitch in and sponsor Lily. Yes, I should set up I should just give everyone my I should just put my Cash App QR code or something. No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. Unless I really needed it, and I don't. My car does need to go into the mechanic tomorrow, so wish me luck on that. Ay, ay, ay. All right. What are we talking about today? We're going to talk about Laura Clery and who she is and why you're probably seeing her name in pictures and like her picture pop up on your feeds. And then we're going to talk about Ludwig and Birio Cart. And then maybe some other things if we have time. We'll see. And the time is up to me because it's my time. But it's also your time. And I appreciate you spending your time with me, but I need to go. I can't do like a 6-hour stream or anything. Okay. Welcome. My name's Lily. Chatty Jur here. We are going to be talking about Laura Clery. So let's just start off with that. Laura Clery, you have seen her face. If you do not know the name, you have seen her face. Let me just... You're waiting on Diddy's verdict. It's on Court TV. Oh, shit. Damn, already? Damn, already? I need to put this into something else. I can't believe the Diddy verdict is already happening. That seems kind of wild. No, I don't want to know this information that you're trying to give to me. Okay. So I just wanted to show who I'll let you know. Yes, please. If a verdict comes in, we can always switch over and watch the verdict. They are deliberating. Ooh, very interesting. I have not been keeping up with the Diddy trial because I don't want to, because it's just too much. My brain can only handle so much. So this is Laura Clery. You have seen her, you know her. You may not recognize the name, but she has a massive following all over every social media. Specifically on Facebook, I think she had around 14 million followers, which is wild. And she has been making content and skits and vlogs and day in my lives and look at my life, look at my friends, look at my family. These are my kids and this is what I do and this is how my life is shifting and changing and I'm healing and I'm doing this and Pamela Pumpkin. Exactly. P. Diddy should honestly be P. Diddy. Damn. Simple as that. It's crazy. Pamela Pumpkin. She is a massive internet celebrity. She's everywhere. Now, hi, Crystalline. How are we doing today? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We just got started, so perfect timing. Now, something quite awful has been happening and has happened to Laura Clery, and I wanted to talk about it, like have an actual conversation about it, because this is it like actually makes me kind of emotional for her. So we all may not know, but she was married to music producer Stephen Hilton, and he has been going through becoming sober, being a husband, being a father, and then losing his sobriety, and then losing his wife, and losing access, full access to his kids, and now has taken allegedly decisions to a very far extreme, and allegedly hacking Laura's Facebook account and deleting just about everything except for anything that he was in. Um, and I'm going to play little bits of Laura's video, I've Been Hacked. And it's absolutely heart-wrenching to see someone's decade of work, like a decade, 10 years, over 10 years of work, of time, of energy, blood, sweat, and tears, like really just grinding out, holding on, building a community, and like continuously being a comedian. Now, personally, I never religiously watched Laura. Her videos would pop up, and I never had an issue with them. I never was like, ew, I hate this. But I was never like, okay, I'm going to follow. But even so, I can sit here and recognize the immense horrible feeling that she must be having right now. And just how quite terrible and illegal what Stephen did was. So let's take a little listen. I need this to let's take a little listen and see what she has to say. Perfect. I'm just making sure everything works. I'm gonna skip a little bit when she takes a phone call, just because it's just like really emotional, and I can only take so much.
I feel really.
So I immediately turned a video on, and that is when the internet decides to completely crash out on me. So give me just a minute to wait until the internet is not absolutely abysmal for me.
In shock right now still. I kind of woke up to some crazy yeah, I woke up this morning with like 10 missed calls from my producer, and I was like, oh, has he lost his mind? Like, what?
Also, this is her podcast. It's called Idiot with Laura Clery. And she has gone through things. I was doing a little scrolling, I was doing a little digging, and she has lived a life, right? She has lived a life, and she is presenting her life to her followers, and not just saying, look, I'm better than you. No, it's very much, these are things that are helping me. If you're down, I'm here to share the things that I have gone through, I'm doing, that have helped me. You're welcome to my brain. And I'm really liking this, like this sort of setup for her as a creator. For me personally, that would make her content really ingestible, and it just kind of hits a little different than the typical like self-help stuff, because it's not just self-help. It's like, hey, this is how I helped myself. But also I still need to continue to do it every day. I'm still doing it. Raylene says, I love her stuff. It's raw stuff and it is good. Yes, I agree. I agree.
What's going on, you know?
I have, from just kind of digging in and like sort of getting to know her slightly, like just give me like I have like a little tiny sliver of knowledge of her. Besides just knowing that she makes sort of skits and all that stuff. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
And I call him right back as soon as I wake up. And he's like, Laura, we have a problem. The last 4.5 years of videos from your YouTube have been deleted.
That right there would have sent me in a tizzy, right? It would have sent me in an absolute tizzy. Now, Laura is a mother. Laura is a family member. Laura has friends. Laura has a massive amount of people online that support her. But I would have just completely broken down. I would have just completely broken down. I mean, I don't I don't know how I would like stand up, as it's not just I put time, money, energy, blood, sweat, and tears into making that content. But what that content does for me is also help me survive and raise a family and pay the bills. It's incredibly heartbreaking. It's super hard to hear this because she and Steven were had such a good relationship after they had split. Yes, we'll get to the after they split relationship for sure, because a lot of the conversations happened on this podcast, Idiot with Laura Clery. What's going on, Vicky B? And then she goes on to say this as well.
And he's like, it's either Iran or Steven. Yeah, and I kind of like instantly knew, that my ex had hacked my accounts. Like a few minutes later, I then checked my Facebook, which, is my main source of income. It's how I support our children,
Like hearing her voice, trying to have this conversation to a camera right now is, I mean, it like it shuddered. It shuddered my body, because it's like, I mean, say a normal person who doesn't make content. You have 2 kids, you are divorced, you have a relationship of trying to keep the father of the kids, or the other parent, let me say, the other parent of the kids still in their life, while keeping as much sort of eye and attention on them as possible to make sure that that's the best thing for the kids, because the other parent is going through some stuff. Mental health crisis, mental health issues, drugs, alcohol, bad decisions just in general. So trying to keep that balance while also trying to keep money coming into your bank account, to keep the bills paid, to stay positive so you don't lose your own mental health, so that you don't also get off of the I am now sober bandwagon, so you don't also end up going down that same path, and then those kids don't have at least one solid parent, and adding a child with special needs on top of that I could only imagine the amount of just daily energy. I can't imagine, because I'm not a parent. I will never be a parent, but I cannot imagine that. That is incredibly difficult. And you not only need to be strong, but it's every day that you need to fight a battle that you shouldn't have to, right? You shouldn't have to fight a battle because your partner has issues with alcohol or drug use. You shouldn't have to fight that battle, right? You shouldn't have to fight that battle when your ex-partner, who you've had conversation after conversation after conversation with, is fighting a battle that he was able to ward it off for a long time, and then he goes back to it. It's just so extremely difficult. I just don't. And so hearing her say these words is so, it's heartbreaking. This is really heartbreaking.
And I've been making content on that platform for like a decade, 14 million followers, my livelihood, and he hacked it initially and was writing really horrific things as me from the account, and then apparently deleted it. We are like working on recovering it, so we'll see what happens. But as of now, today, it no longer exists. It's been deactivated or deleted.
And this is yeah, she has a child with autism as well, and it's incredible, the things. I know, Crystal, and we've talked about my like, just respect for people who are able to have children with autism and continue to live and but also do the very best for their child, anything what they need. And like they say, the spectrum of autism, there's a massive spectrum. No child needs the same exact thing. One therapy can work great for one child and it could do absolutely nothing for another child. And having a child who may not be verbal, or having a child who's mental capabilities don't grow with them, it's so difficult, it's so hard. Like, it's so hard. It's so hard. And I mean, I can never know. So all that I can do in like this world, in this life, is to continue to like educate myself and, recognize when parents are, um, if I could say, hey, you're doing a great job, to someone, and maybe give them like an ounce of, okay, cool. Like that. I needed a little bit of that, that type of energy. It can go a long way. But all parents, all kids, and all special needs kids are different. And to then add on top of a life that's full of, so I don't want to say like problems. It's not problems. It's like trials and tribulations. There's always like, there's never really an end of continuously being needed in a very different way than what non-special needs, an atypical child, is needed, but also still being needed in that way as well. So you have just the extra needs on top, and that can add just a lot of stuff in the background of your day, in your head, in your life. And then you have an adult who is supposed to be the father of those kids, attempting to remove any sort of financial stability from those kids, which is just disgusting, just gross. It's just awful. It's just absolutely terrible. Allegedly, I don't have any piece of paper signed by a lawyer, or excuse me, signed by a judge, saying that it was him. So it was him allegedly. But just listening to Laura speak, she's heartbroken in so many ways.
Yeah, I just feel so many different emotions right now. Mainly, I'm just sad. I'm sad that he wants to hurt the mother of his children.
Right. Right. And as of right now, so this was filmed a while ago. I'm late to the Laura Clery game. I was actually listening to Do We Know Them this morning. This morning? Yesterday? And I was like, what is this? I need more information. So I have gone and done some digging on my own. But her Facebook page is back. I'm looking at it like right now, with 14 million followers. And she has like a story from 18 hours ago, a video from a day ago. So it looks like everything is hopefully back for her. I really hope so. The best part about these big social media platforms is even when you hit delete, there is always going to be a backup of your content. And I think them kind of handling the situation as soon as they did and not sort of finding out a week later or a month later, was definitely helpful, and getting police involved is always helpful as well. So let me see here.
Us, you guys know who did it.
Okay, so
Yes, well, what?
this was one of the most concerning moments that I had while listening to this. So we're at 3 minutes and 16 seconds.
What else? What else is he capable of? So if anything happens to us, you guys know who did it.
And she says it with a joke. She says it with a tone and the silliness, but she means it. She means it. And that is so scary. That's so frightening. That's so frightening to be so unaware of what your ex-husband is capable of doing. And this is her way of saying, like, legitimately, if something happens, you know, you know who did it. But she's a silly girl. She makes jokes. She makes silly funny content, and it's definitely her way of getting through these ridiculously, enormously tough times. But that is a legitimate warning to everyone listening. Like, if something happens, we all know who did it. And she's made that clear in comments, like on TikTok and stuff as well. And I don't know. Yeah, yeah. It's so disturbing. It's so disturbing. So disturbing. Okay, let's listen to it.
Yeah, and I got a restraining order, and this is a violation, so it'll be reported. And hold on one second. This is my friend Jack.
So then her friend gives her a call, and it gets a little emotional, so I can't listen to it again.
That the pages will be recovered, and it's like worst case scenario, they're not. Like, okay, fine, like, I'm healthy and the kids are healthy, and I'll just continue to protect them and me and move on. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if I lose all this shit and I have to sell the house and just like whatever, move in with my parents. I don't give a fuck. Like, you're not gonna fucking break me.
If I could tell her literally one thing, it would be, even if you did, you're allowed to, and not to the, you're going to let him break me. You're not, no one, he's not going to break her. He's not. I think she has a wonderful support system, but if I could tell her one thing, I mean, I'm so irrelevant in all of this, but like, woman to woman, even if you do care about having to sell your house, which I don't think will have to happen. Losing your content, losing that, you can care. You're allowed to care, and you are also allowed to say, I don't give a fuck, but you are allowed to care, and that does not negate any of your other cares in your life, your kids, your family, your health, your truest priorities. You are still allowed to care, because I think a lot of people care. A lot of people care. There's so many, I've seen so many thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people in comment sections, in replies saying, we care about this. We care about you. So you are allowed to care about all of those things. I know that it's going to be the easiest thing for you to say, I don't care about those things. I care about me, my kids, my health, my safety, like, it doesn't matter where we live. It doesn't matter, how the money comes in. That I get that. Like, and that is the solidest thing, but you are also allowed to care about that as well. But I think it's like there's like the mother energy, like there's, how moms just give everything to their kids, like it sucks the life out of them. And then they go to college, and then they sit by the phone for 4 years, making sure, any phone call that comes in, it's just like, you never stop. Like, the moment you're a mother, you never stop being a mother. This is like, I will, it's I was gonna say, oh, lioness. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. I was gonna say female tiger. It's giving like, I am the queen of the pack, and the things that are able to let go, I can let go of, and I will let go of to protect my pack. And I have Lady Tiger, and I have so much respect for that. But at the same time, like, you are so allowed to care about your work. You are so allowed to care. You are so allowed. It is a-okay. I wouldn't think any different of you if you sat there and said, and I care about my work. I wouldn't think I would not make you look less strong. And this is just me personally. It would not make you look like a bad mom. It wouldn't make you look like anything. It would, it just be another thing. So that broke my heart, because I know why. I know why she doesn't care about. She would say on her podcast, and it feels, and it's coming out, and I don't care about that. Like, I know why. It's because, like, you don't want him to feel like he did something, like he got to you, right? Like, there's that fear as well. The narcissism that some people have. This was not me diagnosing anyone. The control aspect, that can be a problem. And I just hope that legal action is taken, because that, I think, is the only way. One, a lot of people get sober in jail. If you don't have access to the drug or the alcohol, you go through some things, but if you survive it, you're no longer addicted to it, depending on how long you're in jail. Like, if you go to jail for like 3 weeks, and no. But if it's 3 years, that's a different story. But also, like, how many drugs get into a prison? Oh my God, it's awful. I can't. Okay, let's just watch a little bit more of this. How come every time I click down, my internet decides to be a total jerk to me?
And us, it just breaks my heart that he is trying, like that. Because on my end, like, all I want is for him to get clean, be clean and sober in a safe space for the kids. That's all I wanted. That's all I asked for. That is it. I'm not trying to like take his kids forever. No, dude, it's like you're shooting up on your fucking Patreon, and like, no, bro, you're not going to be around the kids. It's not safe.
I would have a I would I would have the most freak out that anyone would ever see from me. If I saw my ex-husband shooting up on Patreon and then in the same breath saying, "I need to see my kids more." I'm sorry. You must be living in a completely different world full of delusion, because what's not going to happen is for me to even allow you to have that thought process. Not happening. Not happening. And she's so real. She's so real for just saying it like it is, and there's the history of that. Just saying it like it is, directly to her ex-husband Stephen, right? On her podcast on the internet. And it's just a real conversation. And here's the truth, right? Here's the truth. What you're not going to do, what you're not going to do is inject yourself with drugs on a paywalled site and then attempt to reach out to me and act like everything's okay and I need to see my kids. No. In that moment, they're not your kids because you are making a decision to actively not allow them to be in your life. Just disturbing. Oh my God, it's so disturbing. This makes me feel so mad. Like I feel anger. I feel anger for Laura. I don't know her. We'll never meet, you know? We'll never have an actual conversation. I feel so angry for her. And like, I don't know if that's like, I don't know if that's like childhood trauma. I don't know if that's like my own childhood trauma, just like reemerging. But who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? That's not how this works. That's not how it's going to work. That's not how it's ever going to work. And now you have escalated it. Now you have escalated things to the next level of where you are now attempting to make me incapable of being a solid parent for these kids by removing my income. It's so disgusting. That's so disgusting.
And I just want him to get better so he can be a part of their lives. And in return, he's trying to destroy my life. Like, I don't know who this person is. I don't understand. I still just want the best for him. Like, I want him to thrive. I want him to be okay, to be successful and happy and healthy. Like, I want that, and to find love. I want all that for him. And I don't know why he can't want the same for me, for the mother of his children. I'll never.
That's because narcissism. Because narcissism and this is all abusive. Because narcissism and this is all abuse. This is all abuse. This is all abuse. This is all abuse. When this happened, when the hacking happened, the takeover, she contacted the police. Rightfully so. Contact the police. Listening to this for the second time is just as painful as the first time. It is so heartbreaking. Like I have actual true like human feelings for her. Like I'm furious. Like I'm fuming. And I have no connection whatsoever with this person. And I think this is resonating in a way for a lot of people. When I say lot, I mean like thousands upon thousands of people, especially women. This is like really resonating, right? Because I don't want to say every woman, but I'm going to go out on a limb as a betting woman and say almost every single woman has an experience with an overbearing man who has tried, who is continuously trying to control them in some way, shape, or form, right? The need for control is running rampant. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to back up. Like, take a seat. Like, honestly, it's resonating. It is resonating. Me. And it's so it's hitting. And the way that she's speaking is so real. It's so truthful. It's so raw. And it's like she's just talking to us on FaceTime, right? Like, we're just having a conversation, like, oh, I'm driving to the store. What are you doing? Oh, well, hey, like, my Facebook got hacked, and like, I don't know why he's doing this. I don't, like, that type of energy of like, I just need to say these things, and this is what's happening, and this is how I feel, and this is what it's doing to me, and this is the problem, and I'm scared. I have fear, you know. It's hitting a really important it's hitting and I don't know why. Let me get my words. I don't know why anyone, especially a father of two children, would actively try to financially harm the mother of those kids. But what I do know is that there was not a moment of thought for those kids when he was doing this. He was not thinking about those kids. He was thinking about Laura and her love life, her new boyfriend, whatever. The restraining order, the being blocked on all social accounts, whatever. The no contact order. He was thinking about what other way can I control? Maybe not in those words, because they don't ever really think in those words, right? Those who are of the narcissistic behaviors don't inwardly say, how can I control this person? They just do the next thing down on the list. And this was a wake-up call, I think, to a lot of people, but especially to Laura herself, to see and to be shown just how far he's actually willing to go. He's willing to allegedly, let me clarify, he's willing to allegedly destroy or attempt to destroy your career. Do I think she's going to come out on top? Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Oh, absolutely. Is she going to come out on top? Yes. Yes. This is so frustrating. And I can't even wrap my brain around how disruptive all of this must have been to her life, and just to her own mental health, and to her own, sobriety. So, she goes through some of the legal issues with this hacking attempt, and she talks about all the things that will be, and or as of right now have been, sort of filed and pressed against Stephen for allegedly hacking into Facebook. And I say allegedly because I don't have like the signed, sealed, delivered. It was him, but in my opinion, yep.
Addiction is a cunning, baffling, and powerful disease. And so I see someone who's sick and who just wants me to cause me pain, and he's losing control of me, and he hates it. And that's sad. That's really sad. But here we are, and I'll just do what I have to do to try and get my pages back and take action, take necessary action, necessary action, because, this is, like I said, I even just looked up, like, what.
I think one of the taking action moments is sharing this online. And I know a lot of people are probably saying, like, this is like, you're drawing attention to it. You're giving him attention. You're giving Stephen attention, right? You're showing him that it got to you. No, No. You are showing him that he failed, and you are publicly shaming him for a disgraceful action, multiple actions on 2 social media platforms. You are publicly shaming him, and there are times where public shaming goes so much harder on, someone than, like, I don't know, jail time, going through the court process. Public shaming is powerful. Absolutely powerful, absolutely powerful. Now the response, what is the response going to be from Stephen? I don't know. I don't know. But there should not be a response, because this man should be handcuffed. Handcuffed. Handcuffed.
What laws has he potentially broken? Well, there's violation of the restraining order. If he's accessed my accounts or communicated with me in any way, even digitally, that violates the term of the restraining order. So there you go, buddy. That's a criminal offense. Good job. And the courts do not take these violations lightly. Okay. This results in.
Sorry, my internet was like really good and then it dropped out. What is going on? So it's probably super blurry. My bad. I have the worst internet connection. It's like me personally. The internet connection is, for me, bad. No matter where I am. I don't know. Maybe it's my blood.
Arrest, jail time, and more protective measures. Unauthorized access and hacking, computer fraud, and Abuse Act. Illegally logging into my accounts, whether it's email, Facebook, YouTube, or any system, is considered unauthorized access under both federal and state laws. That's a felony. That is a felony. Destruction of intellectual property. Digital sabotage, deleting my content that I created and monetized over the years, videos and posts, may count as destruction of intellectual property, especially if that content generated income, which it did. This could lead to a civil liability for damages and loss of revenue. Then there's theft, conversion of assets, interference with economic advantage, harassment. He's stalking digitally. And if this behavior is part of a pattern, spying, deleting, hacking, it can be legally categorized as harassment and cyber stalking. This is economic abuse, physical abuse, control and retaliation, digital gaslighting. This is revenge. He's punishing me for having independence and moving on. This is a form of post-separation abuse, where the abuser continues to exert control through my career, reputation, or legal loopholes. He's erasing.
Period. Like, period. He has gone too far. He's gone too far this time. There's no, in my opinion, there's no coming back from this one. There's absolutely no coming back from this one. It's so absolutely disturbing. So disturbing. Let's see. There was, where did it go? I had it up. I swear I had it up. I swear. Oh, there it is. Let me just mute this and just take a look. See here. Oh. Okie dokie. So after it happened, she called the cops, rightfully so. She has every right to call the police. And she made a video, and Stephen had a little issue with this. I'm not pulling Stephen up, right, or showing any videos that he made. Because ew, he gets none of our time. He gets none of our time, none of our energy, right? Period. Where is the full screen? I don't want floating player. Do we not get full screen anymore? Is that not happening? Okay, whatever. So, it's all that I'm going to play. And this was a video. This was just a video that she made, right? She just posted this video of this officer taking photos of all these printouts. I'm sure there was a long conversation of what happened, who's doing this, what he can do, what he needs to kind of move forward with any sort of case. And this was the video that she posted with the Law and Order, or yeah, Law and Order. I thought I said Law and Crime, with the Law and Order, and right. And I guess Stephen had a massive issue with how she's turning this into something funny, how someone hacking into her account is now funny and a skit. And I think it is absolutely disturbing. And he is in need of desperate help. If you think that she is actively making a skit and or a funny video when it comes to 10 years of work plus 4.5 years on YouTube just being removed without her consent, being logged into without her consent. I think it's absolutely disturbing, absolutely disgusting. Now, when it comes to Stephen's Patreon, don't go over there. Don't pay him money, because it's very clear what that money is being used for, and it's being used for drugs and or alcohol, whichever he prefers in that moment, I guess. But don't do it. Don't do it. If you are interested in supporting Laura Clery, I highly suggest it. Her Facebook is back up. She does have a Patreon. She mentions in this video she is going to be starting a book club on her Patreon. She said I saw somewhere, I don't know what video it's in, how she wants to start actually like 2 of them, so people in the one side of the country can talk about the book, and also the other side of the country, so no one misses anything because they're sleeping. I think she's fantastic. I would highly suggest go subscribe to her channel, Laura Clery, and watch this entire video on her channel. It's just called I've Been Hacked. It's really emotional for me personally. And there are some really fantastic comments like, this isn't drama, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. She is, in my opinion, in danger until Stephen is no longer a part of the society that we all are a part of, and or extremely sober and rehabilitated. There is a possibility of actual harm coming her way from him, and I hate that that's a thing. Like, I hate that that exists. I hate that that is a true statement. She does not deserve to be threatened, to be in harm's way, to be looking over her shoulder and making sure her ex-husband isn't there. But this was an attack. He attacked her, and he is continuously attacking her in many different ways, online, offline. He is no stranger to handcuffs or the back of a police car. And I really hope that her attorneys and the law enforcement really act smart here. Let's see. Should we move on to Ludwig? Because this is really emotional and it's heartbreaking. I am glad that her Facebook is back up. And I really hope that all her videos on YouTube are back up as well. I know YouTube, just like Facebook, has sort of like a contingency policy when it comes to videos. There are ways for videos to come back, even if you click the "I'm sure delete this forever" button. But that is an attack. That's an attack. I'm just kind of scrolling through some of these comments on the video. Let's see. Some of you say some of you try to say she's lying for attention, but if you watched any of Stephen's unhinged diatribes, she's definitely not. He's absolutely bonkers. Someone's opinion. This is not drama. This is dangerous. Her Facebook is back up. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Praying for you. Thank you for showing the rest of us in recovery that no matter what, we can remain clean/sober. Actions always speak louder than words, and no word or not, yours speaks volumes. So freaking true. Um, I can't believe the amount of people standing up for him. There's no excuse for abuse and harassment. There is always going to be someone standing up for whoever is on the wrong side of history. Who's Ludwig? Victoria asks. We will talk about him in just one moment. But yeah, they have not had the easiest of roads. And, they got the divorce. Laura has grown and sort of shifted forward in her life and is um, moving forward and finding other love. And I think, I think that's a problem for him. I think that's a problem for him. And he's not taking it well. He's not taking it well. All right, let's talk about Ludwig. Let me just sort of get this where I need it to be because I always use the wrong browser because I like chaos. Because I like chaos. You guys know me. I love chaos. I love chaos. Chaos. All right, does Ludwig suck? Well, I mean, kind of. All right. Ludwig is a Twitch streamer, super big, super famous. His girlfriend is Cutie Cinderella. I really enjoy Cutie Cinderella. I don't watch Twitch, so I don't watch her streams, but all the clips and stuff I've seen of Cutie, she's fantastic. Ludwig is just another streamer. Let me pull up his face if you guys want to see him. So this here is Ludwig. He is a Twitch streamer. He's massive Twitch streamer, massive following. And he put together, he threw a party, kind of. This was a while ago, actually. I'm like really late to the game. I'm not into, I heard about it and then I looked into it and it's like, let's talk about it. He threw a party called Burial Court. Burial Kart. Like Mario Kart. So they were playing the new Mario Kart, but also getting drunk on beers as a bunch of Twitch streamers together hanging out playing the new Mario Kart because you can have 24 people playing Mario Kart at once. So he was playing Mario Kart with a bunch of streamers and there was beer. So Burial Kart. Now, what you would think to be a very calm and soothing and, relaxing stream with internet entertainers and alcohol, it was far from that. Trying to listen to any of it was really tough for me. I don't know if it was my ADHD or just me being old. It's giving me a problem. I can't be around drunk people. I can't be around drunk rich people. Sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't be around drunk people. I can't do it. Stop yelling, stop yelling at me. Stop screaming at me. Stop being gross around me. Put your shirt on. I can't do it. I refuse to do it. I'm sorry if that offends anyone, but it's awful. I went to college. It's fun, a little after college, And then I was like, wow, I realize this is money. And I don't want to spend it on a night that I won't remember. I'm good. I am good. And then people who have the ability to just spend all the money on the liquors, I'm also good. I'm gonna go home and play Mario Kart on my own. So it was a ruckus evening. It's just so loud. It's so loud, and I want to not hear it. Let me love you. So, Burial Cart, it did actually end up getting a little out of hand. Unfortunately, I'd much rather have one at home and call it a day. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, please. It kind of got a little out of hand. So there is a creator called Mango. I think it's Mang0 is how it's spelled. And Mango has a little bit of a history with Smash Bros and also drinking. Fantastic player, I believe. I've actually never heard of him, so I had to do a little bit of research. And by little, I mean I did a very small amount because it's really not about history. It's about the current thing that happened, but also like a little bit about history. So there is some history, some background to this human being and having alcohol, and it being a little bit of a problem. A little bit of alcohol, humping something with your pants on or whatever. I don't know. Getting banned on Twitch, then getting back on Twitch, and now you're at Burial Cart with a bunch of streamers, cameras, energy, followers, and then it turns into how much can Mango drink? Which is, in my opinion, never good. When you are in a room of 20 so people and they all want you as a person who has a history of acting poorly when drunk to get very, very drunk. I would call that not friends. They are just people who want to see you do something bad and them not get any heat for it. They want to see you go crazy, right? That's what they want. They don't want to go crazy. They want you to go crazy because you have the history of it, right? No matter if you're trying to change that, no matter if you're trying to move forward, if you're trying to stay sober. I don't know. I don't know Mango. I don't know what his goal was. I don't know if he went in having some drinks, if he went in and said, I'm just gonna have a couple drinks, I'm here to play some Mario Kart, have a nice time with my friends. I don't know. But what I do know is that it's never good. It's never good when everyone in the room looks at you and says, how drunk can you get? How drunk can you get? It's never good. It's never good. Never good. Never good. So this is Ludwig. This is actually from what's his name? Quintheo. Quintheo, I believe. I just found his channel and I am subscribing. You got a new subscriber. I'm subscribing. I really like how he talks about the situation. Now, in my opinion, he sort of approached it in like a me way where he wanted to say like, hey, look, this is what's happening and let's have a conversation about it. But at the same time, like, who's really to blame? Like, I have energy over here, I have energy over here, let's have these conversations, let's see what's going on. Let's is one person actually to blame? But to me, I'm going a little harder. I'm going a little harder because I hate this. I hate this fraternity type shit. Grow up. I hate it. We are adults here. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how many followers you have, right? Because the higher you are, the harder you fall. Is that a thing? The taller, the bigger, the stronger, the harder you fall, right? I'm not saying I want anybody to fall from grace or lose subscribers or lose followers, but I do want someone to sit down and say, holy shit, that was fucked up. That was so not cool. All of that, not cool. Very not cool. A super not cool thing that happened where everyone was cheering, and we'll get to it. Cheering when this guy got to 0.28 or whatever blood alcohol content, blew a 0.2 something, and then even bigger cheers when he blows a 0.32. So what happens when he passes out and his heart stops? Do you also cheer then? Are we oblivious? Are we just completely oblivious? to what happens when you drink that much alcohol. Anywho. So this is Ludwig. This is Ludwig. Just sort of talking about
goal
Vireo.
At any event is that the people who are participating have a good time. Like that is like number one, the most
super fair. Super fair. You're gonna show up. I hope you have a good time. Of course. Yeah. Also, if I show up, I hope there's not 20 people encouraging me to get totally shit-faced. To the point where I'm so drunk, there's no chance that any of you could even catch up before passing out. But that's just
important factor which determines a good event. People who show up have a good time. That's what I care about. And I dropped the ball yesterday. I mean, to be real, I dropped the ball. And that's like ultimately my fault, right? That's on me. That's my event. That's my job.
So this is like really edited. I'm not sure if the creator edited this, but this is from Ludwig's stream.
So I feel really bad about that. And I reached out to anyone who I felt might have felt uncomfortable.
You reached out to anyone who might have felt uncomfortable. Okay. So as it was happening, you were encouraging the man who was making people feel uncomfortable in the room to continuously get more drunk, to have more beer, right? So that's happening. But then after hindsight 2020, right? You say, oh my gosh, let me reach out to the people that might have felt uncomfortable with a grown man.
Guys, yeah, we're not drunk. But Mango, on the other hand, no.
Doing this to
He's
them.
humping toes. No.
End the stream. End it.
End the stream, Mango said.
End the stream.
Now I'll link to my previous video.
Let me just reach out to them, right? Make sure and see if they felt uncomfortable or not. I don't want a man doing that at all. Don't do that. You are half naked in a room full of your peers. Full of your peers. And there's this other clip in here as well. This is Mango.
Through Emily's hair, and Ludwig was essentially just kind of pushing him off and trying to keep him away from Emily because he was being weird. And so for me, tied with
cool, great, that's great. So you in the time, so if that's how you perceive it, so this is how the creator perceived Ludwig. So let me just go back and let me just sort of see here. So this over here is Mango. This over here is Ludwig. I require shirts. Just for me, shirts required. I don't know who this creator's name is. Emiru, I think. This is Mango. Touching. Why is there touch? No touch. If this creator, who is currently making this video, right, perceives Ludwig as acknowledging that the touching should not happen, so he's trying to delicately pull Mango away from the hair of this young girl, and by young girl I mean she's a young woman, and she's she's probably in her 20s or something. She's a young woman. Why would Ludwig then maybe say, let me get in contact and make sure people who might have felt uncomfortable. Clearly people are feeling uncomfortable, so much so that you are feeling uncomfortable with the actions of Mango. This is how this creator is sort of interpreting that. If Ludwig, in my opinion,
him off and trying to keep him away from Emily because he was being weird. And so for me,
it's hard to say. you know,
that
from
I
this very
included
short
in
clip.
my
I'm
video,
just
but then I'd
gonna be
also
playing it
shown this
again.
clip here. And this clip was showing Mango coming up and like running his hands
I
through
don't
Emily's
think
hair. And Ludwig was essentially
I
just
don't
kind of
think Lud
pushing
I
him
don't think
off and
he
trying to keep him away from Emily because he was being weird. And so for
it I don't know. In my opinion, it doesn't look I don't know. In my opinion, it doesn't look like he actually gave a fuck. It doesn't look like he actually cared that that was happening, right? Like unwanted touch. Unwanted touch. No touch. Why are your hands in my hair? I did not approve this. Did not approve this. Ludwig and Mango look like scumbags even sober. Fair. Fair. Okay, so then we get to a little moment of the celebratory yay, right? Because why would they say yay? Why would a group of people scream yay not about Mario Kart?
him cheering on Mango for getting a 0.25 on the breathalyzer.
We gotta do PB! Guys, Mango just blew a .25!
And then after that, they
You know what happens? You know what can happen at a 0.25? You can just, I don't know, fall down, crack your head open, and die. like you are so impaired. You are so drunk at a 0.25. You are so very, you're like blackout. You are blackout drunk. Increased risk of asphyxiation. Emotional numbness. Yeah. Yeah. Likely to pass out. Like I'm shocked. I am in full shocker mode that he is standing up woohooing. Does he have a high tolerance? Probably, if he drinks a lot. But 0.25? 0.25? And then this? And then this?
do another celebratory woohoo for him reaching a blood alcohol content of 0.32.
Mango just blew a .32. That is my go. Hey, everybody! Mango just blew a .32!
To be clear, that is dangerous. That's not good. That's not good. That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers!
Now, to help you guys understand what
So that was Ludwig saying, let's up those numbers, right? He doesn't care. He doesn't care because, like, in my opinion, being a good person is maybe we don't joke about this right now. Maybe we don't advertise this on stream right now. Maybe we don't all look like we're encouraging this man to literally drink himself into the grave. Because what are we getting out of him being so drunk? What do you get? You know, what do we get? As the people watching, what do the viewers get if he's very, very drunk? The intoxication level is so far beyond. It's alcohol poisoning, like blood poisoning. You are so intoxicated, your blood is literally disappearing. It's drowning in alcohol. You could be one beer from, I don't know, just dying. You just straight up your body just stops working. Like at this point in time, there should have been an ambulance on the way to take him to the hospital to get his stomach pumped. This is an issue and this is not okay. This is an issue and it's not okay. It's not okay, especially if before all of this, we're getting uncomfortable touching, we're getting uncomfortable, he's now humping things. Like we're not dealing with maturity here. But at the same time, how many people can you get in a room that are followed, right? They're followed, right? People follow them, people watch them, people point at them, people buy the things they buy, people like the things they like, they're followed. They influence, right? So there's this massive room of, I don't want to say influencers, but those who influence going, We have a new high, 0.32. Let's get those numbers up. And everything's fine. Tee hee ha ha, LOL, right? Everything's fine. So there was some uncomfortable touching, nothing bad happened. But it really could have. It really could have. And that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. That there are issues at play here that are way more than, but nothing happened and just a little uncomfortable touching. Right? There's issue of you are teaching, allowing the influence of, as long as it's not you, it doesn't matter, right? Do it to someone else, it's fine. The fraternity aspect of it. Why are you fine with someone getting that drunk that you're actually friends with? Issue, you're not. No one in there is his friend. No one in there actually cared about him, right? No one in there cares. No one in that room gave a damn about Mango. No one cares. No one cares what happened to him that night. No one cares how drunk he got, how unhealthy that is, how immediately that could cause a lot of problems in your body. No one cared. No one cared enough to just say, no more beer for use, right? Let's make sure you get some water. Let's make sure you're feeling okay. Why don't you go chill out? No one cared. There's not a single friend in that room. That's a really scary thought, which I don't know if he's aware of. Because everyone cheered. Everyone cheered. Yay. Oh my God, 0.32. That's incredible. That's wild. People go to jail for 0.08 driving a car, right? What if he snatched someone's keys and just drove around? I don't know. This seems absolutely just so awful and mean and bullying. Like, it's so much more than just like, oh, we're peer pressuring you to drink a beer. No, we're peer pressuring you to, I don't know, die. How far can you go before you die? Laughing with jokes, with smiles. Because we're more people tuning in. We're more people like, oh my gosh, Mango's so drunk. Oh my gosh, guys, it's at 0.28. Oh my God, guys, it's now 0.32. You gotta watch this stream. Like, we're more people watching. What's worth the views, right? What's worth the views? I just think it's absolutely absurd. I think it's absolutely absurd. I think it's completely disgusting. It's so messed up. It's absolutely so messed up. I hate it so much. So Valkyrie, I think that's how you say their name. Valkyrie spoke about, this is from Clip TV. Valkyrie spoke about the Mango situation. And I'll play a little bit of it. And honestly, didn't really do it for me. I'll talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's 1 minute and 12 seconds long.
Burial was fun, but the Mango situation is serious. Yeah, no, Mango was a disaster. He was a mess. And I cannot believe the clips that I saw. I just, yeah, it's quite unfortunate. I do think that
it's quite unfortunate that Mango got so drunk. It's quite unfortunate that a room full of people that knew Mango's history, or I'm just going on a limb and say the majority of the room knew of Mango, so are probably aware that he may have an issue when it comes to alcohol. And am I saying him drinking is completely their fault? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Him having beer and getting really drunk is not just their fault. I mean, he put the beer to his mouth and he drank it, right? But you are also in a room full of people who don't care about any of the past problems that you've had when you do whatever it is, which is drinking beer too much, right? They're encouraging you to get worse, to do it. That's not friendship. Friendship would say, hey, I have some, let's have a couple of beers, but like, let's make sure we go easy. Or, hey, I'm not drinking at Beerio. Do you want to not drink with me? Or having an actual conversation. Is he someone you can have an actual conversation with? I don't know. I don't know anything about him. Maybe not. I mean, if not, then whatever, you're on your own. But if you're not mature enough to have a conversation, you're probably not mature enough to be sober. Anywho, I don't think it helped. Did not help. And they don't care that it did not help. Giving him encouragement to be the drunkest guy in the room. And why would you want that? I just don't understand why you want that in the first place. Why do you want that? Why do you want that? Why not want that? Not wanting that's a fine option as well. Not wanting him to be the drunkest guy in the room or anyone to be the drunkest guy in the room. I also just don't think it's cool to have an event just based around alcohol. Like, I don't know. I just think there's something to the alcohol issue, which I just don't get. I just don't get it. Like, have you ever woken up with a hangover? It's not fun. You ever woken up the next day and been like, one, how did I get here? And two, what happened last night? And then to wake up and see it online. That's a risk I'm not willing to take. That's a risk I'm not willing to take. No, siree, Bob. No, siree, Bob.
Needs to seek help for sure. What happened? He was just very
Did
drunk.
you just say he needs to seek help?
It's quite unfortunate. I do think that he needs to seek help for sure.
It took Mango getting to a blood alcohol content of 0.32 to say he needs to seek help. That's what it took.
Sure. What happened? He was just very, very drunk. I think he might be an alcoholic, and he was very touchy with a lot of people, and also
I think he might be an alcoholic. That's crazy work, in my opinion. I'm sorry, I don't really know you, but that's, again, I don't want to put blame on this human being for someone else being drunk. But they didn't do anything to not make it happen. Like, there was no attempt to say, maybe we shouldn't encourage him to keep drinking. Maybe we shouldn't give him any more beers. Maybe we shouldn't do this. No, the crowd roared. The crowd roared and applauded.
Dry humping everybody. There's a clip. It was completely unacceptable. And Ludwig already addressed it and stuff. And he's actually not even going to be posting a video about it because, it's just like not appropriate and stuff. So, it was uncomfortable for sure. But other than that, it was really fun. I had a great time.
Good. I'm glad you had a good time. Because someone in that room was like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. When you're drunk, anything can be a good time, right? But now, as a drunk person, his actions from being extremely drunk are online. Do I think it should have been handled immediately? Yes. Hey, I need you to not hump anything right now, which is such a crazy thing to fucking say to an adult human being. Hey, can you not hump something? Like, we're on stream and it's Really gross. Stop humping things. Already a problem. Probably should not have been invited to the party, right? Already a problem. And then, okay, look, you're making people uncomfortable. We need you to leave. Have a good day, right? Get an Uber, get home, come get your car tomorrow or whatever, however you got there. I hope everyone Ubered, but nope. It should have been handled immediately. Like immediately. Not to the point where we got through the whole night. He made it to blood alcohol content of 0.32. And now people have to make response videos about Mango and how drunk he got. Even though it is very clear, very, very clear, no one tried to stop it. No one tried to stop it. No one cut in and said, hey, you know what? You need to leave. You need to leave because you're out here humping everything like a damn dog. Hey, grown-ass man, do you mind not humping things? Doesn't seem like you can handle that. Get out. Why is that? But I had a good time. Poor Lud. Wow. I'm just reading the comments. This one up here says, you can find the clips elsewhere, guys. Is that the dude with the beard? Poor Lud. Chill on the alcoholic allegation. It's crazy. I don't know anybody who could make it to 0.32 without actually being an alcoholic. Getting to 0.32 is a feat. And you need to have some physical knowledge of beer, liquor, alcohol. You have to have some kind of tolerance to get like past like 0.25. Like that in itself is crazy. 0.32 is emergency status. Like it is an emergency. Like you should be in the hospital. You should be in the hospital. All right, let's listen to this.
I did drink too much. I filmed so many TikToks.
Well, I'm glad that happened for you. I just don't think it's a good thing. And I think there was a possibility to make the entire situation different and to make it clear that what he's doing is not what we want to encourage. We want to encourage having a good time, have a couple drinks, have a good time. It's Beerio. That's the point, right? It's Beerio Kart, right? Have a couple drinks. But then for the whole room to get on board with cheering to get those numbers up, to me is just absolutely delusionally crazy. Like everyone has lost their goddamn mind. Everyone lost their minds in that room. Just the lack of respect for someone that someone at least knows about, like everyone in here is strangers. We all strangers. Everyone's strangers. I think it's disgusting. Does he have I don't know if he has the clip of Ludwig saying, I don't care. Because he says that I don't care. Let's see. What is this clip?
Serious problem with alcohol. And his rock bottom was death, candidly.
Oh. This is a fantastic bit of history, a bit of knowledge that plays a massive part in my opinions when it comes to does Ludwig suck? I also can't say Ludwig. Ludwig sucks. And he tells the stream the story about how his father
alcoholic and that he died due to his alcohol addiction.
I don't talk about it sincerely too often. I obviously, like, you guys know this about me, but my dad had a serious problem with alcohol, and his rock bottom was death. You know, candidly, that's what the rock bottom for him was.
So you should be able to recognize an issue when you see it, or at least recognize a problem. I don't know. You should be able to recognize an issue, right? You should be able to see the problem as it's arising. You should be able to say, oh my gosh, that's too much. I know what happens when too much is too much.
Is he never got the better of it. It got the better of him. And his life was like, he was 40. He was 40s. He died at 44 years old. 40.
That's extremely young. That's extremely young.
3 years old, excuse me. Young, right? I'm very close, you know, relatively
Hope
to the
you
age
don't feel too bad.
that
It will
he
get
died
better
at. You know, I've talked to Mango in the past. Like, I've asked him probably 4 times, 5 times point blank, are you an alcoholic? And every time he's like, no, I'm not. And has gone months without drinking. So like, I've taken.
Okay. I just want to say, I've asked this guy 4 or 5 times, hey, are you an alcoholic? He says, no, I'm not. No, I'm not an alcoholic. Okay. Well, Ludwig, you've had the thought process 4 or 5 times that there's an issue with this person. Maybe you're friends with, maybe you're not. You're able to recognize the issue, right? You see it. So much so to the point where you ask him, you an alcoholic? Do you then say, hey, do you want to try to not drink alcohol? Do you want me to try to help maybe find someone to help you with that task? How much of a friend are you? And I'm not saying friends have to do everything for someone. No. But being able to show someone that you, even if on a small level, care about, by asking them questions, by showing them that you're willing to be there to support them in whatever it is that you're willing to be there and support them through, or to, or with, or, you know, hey, if you need me, call me. Hey, you have my number, you know, hit me up. Like, I want you to be healthy. I don't want you to keep getting banned because you keep humping things when you get drunk, right? So maybe the alcohol is the problem. You 4 or 5 times you're able to see it, and you reached out and you said, so you an alcoholic? And then what? And you say, he says no, he's fine. Burio 0.32. You're not his friend.
Taking him at face value, but like clearly it's like a problem. And so this is his rock bottom. Hopefully it's his rock bottom. Hopefully
a room full of people cheering, encouraging him to get drunker and drunker is his rock bottom. I just realized you guys couldn't see that, so let me go back and play it again.
I've talked to Mango in the past. Like, I've asked him probably 4 times, 5 times point blank, are you an alcoholic? And every time he's like, no, I'm not. And has gone months without drinking. So like, I've taken him at.
Okay. Right? And like, meth addicts go a month without meth when they get thrown in jail for something. And then they come out and then they do meth again, right? Like, which is a worry when it comes to someone like Steven from Laura Clary's ex-husband, Steven. You know, like, if he's shooting up on Patreon, he's willing to go to very intense measures to get what he wants, right? What is going to help him get sober? If it's not rehab, jail, how long, you know? It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a concern.
Face value, but like clearly it's like a problem. And so this is his rock bottom. Hopefully it's his rock bottom. Hopefully it's his rock bottom and he bounces back.
So I don't know that.
Hopefully it's his rock bottom is so shitty to say about someone when there's footage of you saying, let's get those numbers up at 0.32. I think this whole situation is extremely shitty. I think all of this is so gross. It's so gross and it's so disgusting. And you can't even recognize that you're not his friend. Just say, look, I thought it was really funny that he was getting really drunk. Like, I'd rather you be so honest. I'd rather you be so honest and just be like, I thought it was really hilarious that he was getting drunk and I didn't care what happened to him. I didn't care. He's an adult. He can make up his own mind. He can drink if he wants. You know? He could drink if he wants. He could have brought a bottle of liquor with him. He could have added to it. He could have been, you know, beer, vodka. I don't care. He's an adult. And he got really drunk and he made a bunch of people at my party uncomfortable. Okay, well, we have you on camera. It was recorded live, you know, it was live streamed, and we have the clips of you encouraging more, clapping for more, get those numbers up, do more. I just don't think it's cute. I just don't think, and I know people will probably disagree, like, it's not right. You're already dealing with someone who cannot control themselves when it comes to alcohol. You knowing that. You asking him, hey, you're an alcoholic? You've already had the conversation. You know that, yeah, he could stop for a couple of months, but can he stop once he gets started? That's the question that you really need to ask. Once he gets started, can he stop? And if I encourage him to keep going, can he stop? If a room full of people encourage him to keep going, can he stop? Can he drink and not be a nuisance to society? So is Mango at fault? For sure. For drinking, making people feel uncomfortable, humping everything. Super easy thing to do is just like, don't hump things. Great start to not making people feel uncomfortable is to not hump things directly next to them. Good start. But also, maybe you should stop drinking. And Mango, maybe you should stop being in rooms full of people who don't give a shit about you. Because that's my opinion. Because if that was me and I woke up the next day after being a 0.32, that would never happen. I would die. I would simply die. But if it was like, I'm putting myself in Mango's shoes, I would say, oh my God, I feel terrible about how I acted, how I was, right? That's really bad. All these videos, all these clips. But also, I would hate to see a room full of people cheering my demise. Just saying. Just saying. It's not a vibe. It's not a vibe for me. Not a vibe. Is it 50-50? Sure. But I think it needs to be like really pointed out, like, unless there's some real psychotic, like Twitch streamer power play thing happening, like some weird like Twitch streamer pecking order where like Ludwig's on top or something, and like if he doesn't say anything, no one says anything. I don't know what all that is. But it feels like, in my opinion, if Ludwig doesn't care, it was his event. I don't really care. Yeah, some people felt uncomfortable. Let's move on. Mango got really drunk, and Mango was the one drinking, and Mango got really drunk, and you know, he made that decision to get really, really drunk. You don't have to take responsibility for someone else getting really, really drunk at your party. But you should take responsibility for unnecessarily encouraging that in front of the eyes of thousands upon thousands of people. I just think there's like a maturity level there that just quite isn't sort of set in, you know, like there's repercussions for this. And it could have ended really bad for that Mango guy. But also, like, is he a jerk? I don't know. But just that situation in itself, that's my current standing on that, because I don't see why that would be necessary for Mario Kart. Like, I get it, Mario Kart, it's cute. But like, do you need someone to be that drunk? I don't know. That's really all I wanted to talk about today, because I really didn't want to talk about Ethan again and the lawsuits, because there's really not much. Oh, I guess Casey Tron got married. I heard that through the grapevine. The rumor mill was stirring. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care if she got married or not. I don't care. But Casey's like, married or not, you're still getting sued for copyright infringement. Also, let me tell you guys this channel again. This was Quintheo, Quintheo. I subscribed. I like him. I like his content. He's like, hey, here's what happened. Cool channel. I'm not going to be doing this whole drama stuff, but this one, the Laura Clery and this Ludwig one really just kind of got to me. On Friday, we're probably going to, should we do a Court TV check-in for P. Diddy? Let's do a check-in and see what's happening. Do we have any information? Court TV.
The brutal murders of.
Ugh, stop. I don't think we have anything. I'm not seeing anything on Court TV about P. Diddy.
The brutal murders.
Stop. Verdict watch P. Diddy sex trafficking trial. Okay, Law and Crime is really rude about playing their stuff. I was playing Body Cam one time from Law and Crime, and it was Body Cam, publicly accessible body cam, publicly available body cam footage. And they were like, you're stealing our content. I was like, nope, I'm not. It's not yours. It's everyone's. It belongs to all of us. Missing wife found dismembered. In camper on anniversary trip. Is it time to read a news article? All right, time to read an article. I see. What is reader mode, and how do I get that? Reader viewer reading mode is a feature in web browsers and some apps that simplifies web pages for a more focused reading experience. Yes. How to get it? How do I get it? How do I use it? Because the problem is, all the freaking ads. And now I am intrigued about this dismembered body. That's a horrible thing to say. To use reading mode in Google Chrome, you can either enable it through the side panel or use more tools. Okay. Reading mode. Ah! Oh my gosh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right, so this is an article from ABC6 Action News. I don't know what state it's from. But anywho, I guess anywhere near Delaware. Newcastle County, Delaware, WPVI. A woman's body was found dismembered inside a man's car after she went missing from her Newark, Delaware apartment. Why? Investigators spent part of Monday at the victim's apartment processing the scene as neighbors try to process the horrific crime. Wait, is this the same? No, sorry. We went through. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you know what the problem is? Too many women get dismembered. That's the problem. That's the legitimate problem, is that too many women get dismembered. This is from a day ago. And Emily Ferlazzo, I guess. Now I want to know what it's about, and we're on this mission together. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, let's we got there. We got there, but I just wanted to make sure I was getting the right one. Okay. The Vermont murder of Emily Jean Ferlazzo will be featured on the Investigation Discovery Channel in a new show on June 10th. The new show, Fatal Destination on Investigation Discovery, which is more commonly referred to as the ID channel, focuses on the telling of stories of vacations that unravel into chilling mysteries. The first episode in the series, titled Baja Noir, focused on a murder resulting from a love triangle in Mexico. I want Ferlazzo. What's the story of Emily Jean Ferlazzo's murder? Regarding the upcoming episode, Rotten Tomatoes website stated a Vermont anniversary trip turns dark as a romantic getaway unravels into secrets, violence, and a camper crime scene, exposing the fragile line between love and control. Ferlazzo, better known as Emily Jean, was described by family members after her death as a Spitfire. The 22-year-old and her husband, Joseph Ferlazzo, 41. Hold. That's 19 years. I literally had to do the math. I'm very tired. That's 19 years. The 22-year-old and her husband, Joseph Ferlazzo, who is 41, were in Bolton celebrating their one-year anniversary on October 16th when police say Joseph Ferlazzo shot and killed Emily in their refurbished bus. A sudden escalation of domestic violence that Emily Jean's parents saw was always simmering below the surface. Ferlazzo pleaded not guilty, saying it was a case of self-defense, but was found guilty of murdering and mutilating his wife. He was sentenced to 42 and a half years in prison. Vermont Superior Court Judge John Pack in 2025 April. Damn. That's messed up. That's legitimately messed up. All right, that's all I have for you today. I just wanted to kind of touch base and talk about the Laura Clery stuff in particular, and then that Ludwig stuff. Just, I don't know. It really just pissed me. I was just pissed off. I just wanted to tell you guys I was mad. I'm mad about it. I'm mad about all the things. It just doesn't make sense to me, and I'm upset, and I need to trim this. Because what is this? Okay, I'll see you guys Friday. I have to go. I'll see you guys Friday. Bye. I'm still mad about it all. I'm still mad.